This is the disgusting behavior when a narcissist is in the bathroom. When we think of narcissists, we often picture them as self-absorbed individuals who crave attention, admiration, and validation. They are the types of people who need to be the center of attention, whether it's at a party, in a meeting, or even in the smallest of social interactions. But did you ever stop to consider how a narcissist behaves in the most private and personal of spaces, the bathroom? It might seem like an odd question, but the truth is, the behavior of a narcissist in a bathroom can give us a shocking glimpse into their deeply ingrained sense of entitlement, self-obsession, and lack of empathy. In fact, the bathroom, a place meant for personal care and hygiene, can sometimes reveal the ugliest, most disturbing aspects of their personality. At first glance, the bathroom might seem like an unlikely place to observe a narcissist's true character. After all, this is a private space, one that we usually associate with personal routines, cleanliness, and reflection. But when you take a closer look at the way narcissists interact with this intimate space, you'll notice behaviors that are deeply unsettling, behaviors that reflect their need to dominate, control, and manipulate others in even the most mundane situations. The bathroom, much like the narcissist's interaction with the outside world, is an extension of their warped view of themselves and their inflated sense of superiority. From their habits to their treatment of others, the bathroom can become a place where their toxic traits emerge in full force. In this video, we will explore the disgusting and disturbing behaviors exhibited by narcissists when they are in the bathroom. These behaviors go beyond mere vanity and arrogance. They reveal a deeper pattern of selfishness, entitlement, and disregard for others. So let's take a deeper dive into the ways narcissists can transform the simple act of using a bathroom into a power struggle, a display of control, and even an avenue for manipulation. Have you ever noticed how a narcissist acts when no one is watching? It might seem trivial, but the way a narcissist behaves when they're in a private space like a bathroom can speak volumes about their overall character. The bathroom is one of those rare spaces where they are supposed to be alone, yet their behavior there often mirrors how they treat others in every other part of their lives. You might expect that the bathroom would be an isolated, private refuge where they can be themselves. But instead, for a narcissist, this space becomes yet another stage for their need for superiority, control, and manipulation. Do you find yourself constantly picking up after someone, making sure everything is neat and pristine, but the narcissist in your life still finds ways to disrupt your peace, even in the most intimate of settings? They may not physically be present, but their influence lingers like an odor in the air. It's not just about personal hygiene, it's about control, dominance, and emotional manipulation. Imagine a scenario where you've carefully cleaned up the bathroom, only for it to become an unrecognizable mess moments later. For a narcissist, this disruption isn't just about a lack of consideration for cleanliness. It's about leaving their mark, asserting their dominance, and showing their disregard for others. Ever caught them in the act of overindulging in the bathroom, turning something as simple as personal care into a display of grandiosity? This is one of the most common, yet highly disturbing behaviors of narcissists in the bathroom. Whether it's taking an excessively long time in the shower or overusing toiletries to an extreme, a narcissist will often indulge themselves without any thought for others. It's not just about wanting to look their best. It's about their need to be admired, even in the most private settings. They might take hour-long showers just to enjoy the feeling of being pampered and indulged. If you've ever experienced this, you know the frustration of waiting for them to finish while they take their sweet time, oblivious to the fact that others need to use the space as well. The narcissist may act like they have no concept of time, because in their mind, they are more important than anyone else. The bathroom, as a personal space, becomes an extension of their inflated sense of self-worth. They may even refuse to share the space with others, leaving you feeling as if you are intruding on their world. The longer they take, the more they reinforce the idea that their time, comfort, and needs are infinitely more important than yours. Have you ever had a narcissist demand that you respect their bathroom rituals, even when they are blatantly inconsiderate? This behavior can range from insisting on using the bathroom in a very specific way to completely disregarding any shared responsibilities. In shared living spaces, narcissists often create rigid and unreasonable rules around the bathroom, expecting others to adhere to their whims and rituals. Perhaps they insist on using specific towels, soaps, or even the temperature of the water. Their sense of entitlement extends beyond just their use of the space. They expect everyone else to respect their preferences as if they were the only person who matters. But when it's time for them to clean up after themselves, don't expect any consideration. The bathroom might look like a disaster zone after they've used it, with towels thrown on the floor, toothpaste smeared everywhere, and hair clippings scattered around the sink. The narcissist's sense of superiority means they believe the rules don't apply to them. They don't feel the need to clean up after themselves, leaving others to take on that responsibility. This behavior might not seem like much, but it reveals their deep lack of empathy for others. Their entitlement to the bathroom becomes an expression of their disregard for others' comfort and needs. Have you ever felt like the bathroom is the one place where a narcissist's lack of empathy truly shines? The way a narcissist treats the bathroom is a perfect metaphor for how they treat people in general. In the bathroom, there's no one watching, and they don't have to put on a show of being charming or likable. This is where their true lack of empathy and consideration comes to the forefront. They don't care about leaving a mess behind, just like they don't care about leaving emotional chaos in their wake. To them, the bathroom is just another space to indulge in their selfish desires, and they expect others to pick up the pieces. This disregard for personal responsibility often extends beyond their own actions. Narcissists tend to make a mess and leave it for others to clean up, whether it's because they are too absorbed in their own needs or because they feel entitled to other people's labor. The bathroom, for them, becomes a perfect symbol of their belief that others exist to serve them, and their need for attention extends into every area of their life, even when they are alone. Narcissists and the destructive power of their bathroom habits. So, what happens when you challenge their behavior? What happens when you ask them to be considerate or point out how their actions are affecting you? Most narcissists will respond with either outrage or complete dismissal. The narcissist doesn't care about your needs. They only care about theirs. When you try to confront them about their messy or inconsiderate behavior in the bathroom, they may accuse you of being overly critical or needy. It's not about improving their behavior. It's about silencing your concerns and keeping their sense of entitlement intact. Narcissists often thrive in environments where they can dominate others, and the bathroom is no exception. Whether it's leaving a mess behind or taking up all the time they want, they don't feel the need to compromise or take others' feelings into account. In their world, there is no room for compromise or shared responsibility. The bathroom becomes an extension of their larger view of the world, a place where they come first, and everyone else is secondary. This is the disgusting reality of living with or around a narcissist. It's not just about their behavior in public. It's about how they treat the most personal and intimate spaces in their lives. Their lack of empathy, their inflated sense of superiority, and their entitlement can turn something as simple as bathroom etiquette into a battle for control. Breaking free from a narcissist's hold, taking back control. So, What can you do when you find yourself trapped in a relationship or a living situation with a narcissist who treats you like a servant or an afterthought, even in the bathroom? The first step is recognizing the pattern of behavior and understanding that this is not your fault. Narcissists are master manipulators who thrive on control, and their toxic habits spill over into every area of life. The bathroom may seem like a small issue in the grand scheme of things, but it's a reflection of a much larger problem. Setting boundaries, learning to assert yourself, and seeking support from trusted friends or professionals are all key steps in reclaiming your peace and well-being. You don't have to tolerate being treated with disrespect or being made to feel small, even in something as mundane as bathroom rituals. Recognizing the toxic behavior is the first step to breaking free from it. It may be difficult, but it is possible to protect your space, your mental health, and your dignity. Thank you for taking the time to watching this video. If you've ever experienced this kind of behavior from a narcissist, know that you're not alone. Their disgusting habits in spaces as private as the bathroom are just a glimpse into a much deeper issue: a lack of empathy, respect, and self-awareness. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it with others who might benefit from it. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share. Together, we can raise awareness and help others navigate the complexities of dealing with narcissistic behavior. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect and kindness in every part of your life, even in the bathroom. Biggest reason why an empath does not regret leaving a narcissist. Have you ever found yourself in a relationship that seemed like a fairy tale in the beginning, but slowly turned into a nightmare? If you've been involved with a narcissist, you may recognize the emotional roller coaster that comes with being in such a toxic relationship. For those who are empaths, people who are highly sensitive to the emotions of others, the experience can be even more devastating. Empaths are naturally compassionate, loving, and caring individuals, which makes them prime targets for narcissists. Narcissists, on the other hand, are skilled manipulators who thrive on controlling and draining others emotionally. The big question, though, is why, despite the pain, confusion, and heartbreak, many empaths end up feeling a profound sense of relief and peace after they leave a narcissist. It may seem counterintuitive at first. After all, how can someone who invested so much love and energy into a relationship with a narcissist walk away without regret? But the truth is, the biggest reason an empath does not regret leaving a narcissist is rooted in their inherent need for self-preservation and healing, both emotionally and mentally. The toll that a narcissist takes on an empath's spirit is often so immense that leaving becomes an act of survival. In this article, we'll explore the complex dynamics of a relationship between an empath and a narcissist, the psychological manipulation that occurs, and why the emotional cost of staying with a narcissist becomes so high that an empath can never regret walking away. By the end of this article, you'll have a better understanding of the damage narcissists inflict on empaths, the long-term benefits of leaving, and why, for an empath, walking away from a narcissistic relationship is ultimately an act of self-love. What makes empaths so vulnerable to narcissistic abuse? Empaths have an incredible ability to feel and understand the emotions of others. They are natural nurturers, often putting the needs of others before their own. Because of this, they can easily fall into the trap of narcissistic relationships, where their need to care for others is taken advantage of. Narcissists are experts at recognizing the vulnerabilities of their victims, and empaths, with their deep empathy and compassion, often attract narcissists who see them as easy prey. In the beginning of the relationship, narcissists can appear charming, loving, and attentive, giving the empath a false sense of security. The narcissist will shower the empath with affection, praise, and attention, things the empath might have never experienced in such abundance before. They may even believe that they have found their soulmate, someone who truly appreciates them. But beneath the surface, the narcissist is calculating, using the empath's kindness and empathy as a way to secure their emotional supply. The narcissist thrives on validation, admiration and control, and an empath, in their deep desire to connect and care for others, often becomes a perfect source of that supply. Over time, however, the empath begins to feel emotionally drained, confused and unworthy, as the narcissist's behaviors shift from idealization to devaluation. The empath starts to lose sight of who they are, and that's when the biggest reason why they don't regret leaving becomes clear. Staying in the relationship would mean continued emotional erosion. The toll of narcissistic manipulation on empaths. The narcissist's primary goal in any relationship is control. While they might initially offer affection, compliments, and love, their true aim is to create dependency. Narcissists are experts at psychological manipulation, and empaths, with their deep need to please and care for others, often become their victims. Over time, the narcissist uses tactics like gaslighting, emotional blackmail, and love bombing to destabilize the empath's sense of self-worth and create confusion. For the empath, this manipulation is devastating. Narcissists play mind games, make the empath doubt their perceptions of reality, and induce guilt for any emotional needs the empath might express. They make the empath feel as though they are crazy, too sensitive, or selfish for wanting their emotional needs met. Gradually, the empath's self-esteem is chipped away, leaving them feeling small, inadequate, and exhausted. The empath's sense of self becomes warped by the narcissist's abuse. They begin to question their worth, and because empaths naturally feel responsible for the emotions of others, they start to believe that it's their fault the relationship is toxic. The narcissist constantly reinforces this belief, making it difficult for the empath to break free. However, once the empath realizes that the relationship is doing more harm than good, they begin to see that their emotional and mental well-being is worth far more than the hollow promises the narcissist offers. This realization, the awareness of the harm being done, is the turning point where the empath finds the strength to leave. Why leaving a narcissist is an act of self-preservation. Leaving a narcissist is never easy. The narcissist's tactics can be so persuasive, and their emotional hold on the empath can be so deep that walking away feels like an insurmountable task. But for an empath, leaving a narcissistic relationship is not just about escaping toxicity. It's about saving their own mental health and emotional well-being. In fact, the very act of leaving is an act of self-preservation. Narcissists thrive on keeping their victims in a constant state of emotional dependency, and they do this by creating an unhealthy cycle of intermittent reinforcement. They may offer affection and validation one moment, only to withdraw it the next. This inconsistency keeps the empath emotionally hooked, always striving to regain the affection that was once freely given. Over time, the empath starts to feel like they're walking on eggshells, unsure of what will trigger the narcissist's wrath, and wondering whether they will ever be good enough. The relationship becomes a cycle of highs and lows, leaving the empath mentally exhausted. When an empath leaves a narcissist, they are finally breaking free from this toxic cycle. The decision to leave represents the recognition that staying would mean continuing to lose themselves. The emotional toll of staying in the relationship is too great, and in order to heal and preserve their sense of self, the empath must walk away. They come to understand that their worth is not tied to the narcissist's approval, and they deserve a relationship built on mutual respect, trust, and love. The decision to leave is, ultimately, the empath's way of taking back their power and reclaiming their emotional health. The relief of reclaiming your emotional autonomy. For empaths, emotional autonomy is crucial to feeling whole and at peace. Narcissistic relationships are particularly destructive because they undermine the empath's ability to maintain their emotional independence. In these relationships, the empath often feels responsible for managing the narcissist's emotions while neglecting their own needs. The narcissist, in turn, sees the empath as an extension of themselves, someone who exists to serve their emotional needs without consideration for the empath's desires or well-being. Over time, the empath can feel like they are living in a constant state of emotional depletion. When an empath finally leaves a narcissistic abuser, they are able to reclaim their emotional autonomy. They can once again focus on their own needs and desires, free from the constant manipulation and emotional drain of the narcissist. The relief of being able to prioritize themselves without fear of judgment or retaliation is immense. The empath is no longer tethered to the narcissist's volatile moods, unrealistic expectations, or emotional demands. They can rediscover what it feels like to live authentically, without constantly adjusting to someone else's needs or emotions. Moreover, when an empath leaves a narcissist, they are often able to reconnect with their true self, the person they were before the narcissist began chipping away at their identity. This is a powerful moment of healing, where the empath realizes that they are worthy of love and respect just as they are. The regret that might have lingered in the early days of leaving the relationship fades, replaced by a sense of empowerment and freedom. The empath can finally breathe again, knowing that they made the right choice for their own well-being. Healing and moving forward after leaving a narcissist. Leaving a narcissist is just the first step in the journey to healing. The emotional scars left by narcissistic abuse can take time to heal, and the empath must be patient with themselves as they rebuild their life. However, the decision to leave marks the beginning of a new chapter, one that is focused on self-care, self-love, and growth. The empath has the opportunity to reconnect with their passions, rediscover their worth, and build healthier relationships in the future. Therapy and support from trusted friends or family can help the empath process the trauma of the relationship and rebuild their sense of self. Over time, they begin to understand that the narcissist's treatment of them was not a reflection of their worth, but rather a reflection of the narcissist's emotional dysfunction. As the empath heals, they come to realize that leaving was not just a choice. It was the only way to protect themselves from further harm. Thank you for taking the time to watching this video. If you've ever been in a relationship with a narcissist, or you're currently struggling with the aftermath of such an experience, know that you are not alone. Leaving a narcissistic relationship is one of the most difficult things an empath can do, but it is also one of the most important acts of self-love and self-preservation. If you found this video helpful, please share it with others who may be going through the same struggles. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so we can continue raising awareness about narcissistic abuse and helping others find the strength to break free. Remember, you are worthy of love, respect, and peace. Never let anyone take that from you. How a fragile narcissist can wreck your reality. When you think of a narcissist, what comes to mind? Someone who is arrogant, self-absorbed, and always craving admiration. While these are common traits associated with narcissism, there's a lesser-known, more insidious type of narcissism that can profoundly affect those around them, the fragile narcissist.